Have you ever wondered what determines who wins the future? Think about it. A few decades ago, countries that built telecommunication internets gained a massive advantage, and then came the internet. And the countries that invested early on moved so fast that created opportunity and shaped the global economy. And today, we are witnessing another of those moments, and it's called artificial intelligence. In short, AI. And while the United States, Europe, and China are racing ahead, Africa risks being left behind, not because we lack talent, not because we lack ideas, but because we're missing something more fundamental, which is infrastructure. In reality, you find that the most brightest minds in the world are right here on this continent. The young developers are writing codes. Meanwhile, researchers are publishing groundbreaking work. And entrepreneurs are providing such innovative solutions. But talent alone isn't enough. In this world, to be able to compete in this AI era, you need to access such a powerful computing systems, and that's where Africa has faced their biggest challenges. And now one of the most Africa's influential billionaire believes it's time to change that. And welcome to Billionaires.Africa. So in today's episode, we're talking about Strive Masiyiwa and his company Cassava Technologies and some initiatives that is being launched in Kigali that would determine if Africa would be AI creators or such as simply consumers. Now, let's get into it. Before we even talk about artificial intelligence, now let's talk about the man behind that vision. Strive Masiyiwa is one of the most Africa's most respected entrepreneurs, although he's not always the loudest in the room. He was born in Zimbabwe. Masiyiwa built his first fortune through determination, resilience, and willingness to challenge the status of quo. Back in 1990s, he wanted to launch a private telecommunication company called Econet Wireless, but there was just one problem. The Zimbabwean government wanted to maintain control of telecommunication sector and wasn't interested in competition. Most people would have walked away, but Masiyiwa didn't. Instead, he spent 5 years fighting the government in the court. And I mean 5 years. Imagine believing in an idea so strongly that you're willing to spend a half decade battling for the right to make it happen. And eventually he won. And that victory led to the creation of Econet Wireless, which would go on to become one of the most Africa's successful telecommunication companies, serving millions of customers across multiple countries. But for Masiyiwa, telecommunication were only the beginning. Over the past decades, he has expanded into cloud infrastructure, fiber networks, fintech services, and now artificial intelligence through Cassava Technologies. And what's so interesting about Masiyiwa is about he didn't only focus on building health, he also focused on creating opportunities. The initiative created by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett that encourages the world's wealthiest people to donate the majority of their fortunes. Through the Higher Life Foundation, he has helped tens of thousands of young people across Southern Africa gain access to education and opportunity that might otherwise have been out of the reach. Now you would wonder, why would someone who helped Africa build telecommunication infrastructure is so focused on AI? The answer becomes so clear once you understand what is the problem Africa is facing. Let's break it down for you. Artificial intelligence depends on 3 key ingredients: data, algorithm, and computing power. Africa is making progress with the first two. Africa researchers are generating data. Africa developers are creating algorithm. The talent is real and it's growing every day. But computing power is a different story. Think about it like this. Think of the computing power as a fuel that allows AI to function. Without it, even the best ideas remains as ideas. Training advanced AI systems requires specialized computer chips, known as GPUs, or graphic processing units. These chips are the engine behind the modern artificial intelligence. The problem is that most advanced GPUs are very expensive, difficult to access, and concentrated in data centers located mainly in the United States, Europe, and China. So what happens when an African researcher wants to build a sophisticated AI model? In many cases, they have to rent computing power from international cloud providers, such as Amazon Web Services or international Microsoft Azure. And that means sending data overseas, paying foreign currency, and depending on infrastructure that Africa does not control. And this challenge has a name. It's called computer gap. Africa does not lack talent. It does not lack ideas. But Africa does not have enough the machines to make those ideas come to life at scale. And this is the exactly gap Strive Masiyiwa wants to close. Through Cassava Technologies, he has been building infrastructure needed to support Africa's AI ambition. In March 2026, Cassava launched Africa's first NVIDIA-powered AI factory in Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, despite the name, an AI factory isn't a place that manufactures physical products. It's a facility packed with specialized GPU chips that can train and operate advanced artificial intelligence systems. And this was a major milestone. Africa's first NVIDIA-powered AI factory, built by an African company for African innovation. But Cassava didn't stop there. The company plans to build the second facility in Johannesburg and is developing a broader network of AI infrastructure across the continent. Its goal is to deploy 12,000 and 13,000 GPUs across countries, including Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, and Morocco. The foundation is led by CEO Isabel Akwa. Its board is chaired by Dr. Agnes Kalibata, one of Rwanda's most respected scientists and a recognized leader in agriculture and food security. And choosing Kigali as the launch location was not accident. Over the years, Rwanda has positioned itself as one of Africa's leading technology hubs. The country has consistently embraced digital innovation, invested in technology-driven development, and created environmental where an ambitious idea can thrive. And now let's talk about what AIsca is actually planning to do. The foundation has set 3 ambitious targets. First, aims to help 1 million young Africans transition into jobs across the AI value chain. And this is not just using AI tools, but building them, deploying them, maintaining them, and creating business around them. Second, AIsca plans to award compute grants to 25,000 AI native innovators. That means developers and entrepreneurs will gain access to computing resources that would otherwise be beneficially out of their reach. In practical terms, it means free GPU access for innovators with big ideas. Third, the foundation aims to support 10,000 AI researchers through compute grants and technical assistance. Because research drives innovation, and African researchers deserve access to the same level of resources available to their peers in the places like Boston, London, and Berlin. And this foundation work is built around 4 key pillars. First, the sovereign compute, ensuring African data remains on African infrastructure under African control. Second is accurate African datasets. Because AI systems perform better when trained on data that reflects local realities and challenges. Third is skill development, focused on preparing the next generation of African AI talent. And the fourth one is community, creating network that identifies, mentor, and support innovators across the continent. When you look at all of this, you start to understand why Strive Masiyiwa is investing heavily in AI. For years, he has argued that Africa could not build prosperity by simply consuming technologies developed somewhere else. And he still believes it until now. In many ways, this AI moment resembles the Econet story that launched his career. Except the stakes are even higher because countries and companies that control AI infrastructure will have enormous influence over the future global economy. And recently, Masiyiwa received an honorary degree from Princeton University in recognition of his decades of impact and leadership. But perhaps the more important the story isn't the forward, is the work. Because while many people are talking about Africa's AI future, Masiyiwa is helping build it. He's founding the infrastructure, he's supporting the access programs, and he's creating opportunity so that the next generation of African innovators can compete on global stage without depending entirely on system built somewhere else. So what does this leave to you? So this is what this conversation leaves to you. If you are a student, this matters. If you are a researcher, this matters. And if you are an innovator, this matters. And mind you, the talent is already there. The ambition is already there. Even the infrastructure now are existing. So that means the gap we've been seeing as impossible to close now is bridged out. And this is why this story is so important, because every generation gets a defining opportunity. For some, it was telecommunication. For another, it was the internet. For ours, it may be maybe artificial intelligence. So the real question isn't whether if AI is building Africa's future, because obviously it will. But the real question is, will Africa be among the people who are willing to build AI future of Africa? Because Strive Masiyiwa is betting that they will. And if he's right, the impact could be felt in the decades to come. Thank you for watching Billionaires Africa. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and leave your comment about this AI African future, and share this story or this video to someone who believes that Africa is heading towards AI unbelievably future. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.